Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with the Broken Buddha. Today I want to do a really quick class on earth striking on the Makiwara board. I've done something similar, but somebody left a comment asking what kind of shampoo I use on an earth striking video and reminded me to do this. Thank you for that, by the way. So we're going to cover striking with the wrist from all the different angles that you would impact the wrist with, and I'll explain what each one's for. First, we're going to cover all are going to be side swinging. The first ones, side of the wrist, top of the wrist, and inside of the wrist. These two on the sides are going to be used more for your snake style. I don't study snake kung fu, but I understand the concept because of what I've done in Wing Chun and the other styles that I've studied. Especially in, there's a lot of snake and crane and even some monkey mixed into Poshan, Wing Chun, and all the other Wing Chun. All right, so a lot of these quick blocks, again, will help you develop enough impact strength to cause nerve damage and make them think twice or hesitate in their next movement, right? So you have that, and then after those sections, I'll go into just like a basic striking. But let's start with the side swinging first. We're gonna go this one 10, the back 10, and then this one 10. You'll see how it goes. And this is called a Makiwara board. You can get these on Amazon or a bunch of other places. You can also get your iron limb conditioning stuff at a place called shenmartialarts.com. My buddy Mario there will hook you up if you have any questions or issues. He will help you iron them out, or you can hit me up and I'll help you iron them out. But let's get started. I'm just going to do 10 of each, equaling 100 strikes in total, but let's go ahead and go through it, all right? So here's all the swinging stuff. And when you do this, always make sure your form is proper. Swing structurally. Don't swing your arm into the Makiwara board like this. I want to see your entire structure swing so that you are facing your target at all times and putting your entire body into every strike. Okay, so we're going to start with this part of the wrist. Doing 10. Other side, going to the top of the wrist. And then because you can't hit the Makiwara like this without getting in your own way, we're going to hit this side of the wrist from this side. Typically, you're going to do this, your Dada Xiao from Wing Chun, for Wing Chun, you're going to come up like that and then switch into a Fuke Sao and do your pops. But let's go ahead and condition that 10 times. Okay, now I'm going to do the other hand. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing. Oh, that's enough here, top of the wrist. And then Dada Xiao, this part on the thumb side. Right? And if you're wondering about the impact and damage from this, if you've seen me in the past 2 days advertising the channel, I've been doing this. So you didn't see any bruises or mess ups on my wrists or hands, then you can't see all the conditioning I'm doing. I mean, I make my hands red and black and blue every night. And then if you heal them right, you won't have any problems. All right, for the fourth technique, I want you to go, you're going to be striking up and impacting, right, at approximately a 45-degree angle, and make sure you're hitting it solidly. When you hit the pad, make sure you flex. You can do all this with a heavy bag, which I will make a video for that soon, but I just had this idea pop in me yesterday I wanted to share, all right? So this next one, you're going to come here, and every time I want you to, this is called typically when you're taking a punch and pulling it down, this is a Fuke Sao in Wing Chun. There are other versions and styles of this. I'm sure there are infinite versions and styles of this. But for this one, I just want you to do one hook and grab. Every time you shoot this up, I want you to pull the other hand down. Boom. And then do the other one. Boom. So I'll be doing 20 of these in a row. And then again, that punch comes in. Boom. Next punch comes in. Boom. Right? Boom. And just keep practicing this over again. And this is just a conditioning technique. I'm not saying this is an end-all, win-all in a fight. It's just a conditioning technique. So let's go ahead through it. I think you can kind of see me. I'll have to step off a little bit. It's okay. Got it? Okay, and for your fifth and final technique, all right, and also you could probably just put like, let me think, you could probably get a dense foam and just glue it to a piece of wood board and put some potato sack canvas over it. If you don't know what all of those things were, you need help, get someone to help you make it. They shouldn't be too complex. But I bought this one and I've had it for 20 years. I've had this one and it's just now starting to rip. I used to hit it like 1,000 times each hand a day. And yeah, so they last. All right. Now for the last one is going to be an actual application technique. If you are blocking an oncoming strike and you have crossed arm, this is functional, but you don't really want to be here. This is not somewhere that you're like, I'm in a fight, I want to cross my arm and expose this whole half my body. It's not always a good choice. But from here, you can pop the wrist strike, right? So somebody throws a punch and you do it real quick. You know, you bring the punch in, realize you're in a bad spot, and just lunge out with that wrist and knock them out, shock them, whatever you got to do. Yeah, so we'll get into that. Tenny Chan. So for this one, you're going to have your hand cross your center line like you would in that accidental situation, and you're just going to pop the wrist, flex fully, and hit it, impact hard, and then come right back to here, okay? And in this situation, you don't have to go for the strike. You could, if the next punch is coming in, obviously guard yourself and punch with the other hand, or if you're fast enough, you can chamber, strike, and block, and go for the next strike at the same time, okay? All right, so here we go. I'm going to start soft and get harder. Okay? Other hand. And you couldn't hear it, but my whole like small apartment here is rattling from that. So, and again, build up to that, guys. With Kung Fu, always start slow, start soft. You can always build up. It is a karate and or Western mentality to break your bones or tear yourself open until you're tough. And you're only going to have a very short period of your life to fight with. If you stretch, take your time, go slow, build up over time, you should be able to train, compete, defend yourself properly your entire life. You just got to not get carried away. So yeah, be careful, do your meditations to build chi, use your Dit Dao Jiao, and you know, if you do everything perfect and right, you shouldn't have any injuries, but it is part of the learning process. So again, you know, get your Dit Dao Jiaos, do your Qigong. Don't expect to be injured, but I mean, personally, in my iron forearm journey, I have cracked my forearm, you know, every 6 months or once a year at times because I just wasn't paying attention. So pay attention to your training. You know, start now, start soft. Best fight is no fight, but if you have to, try to be ready. All right? Thanks for stopping by. Peace and blessings.